Hey guys, how you doing? Ryan Stewart here again with Webris, and today's video is directed towards CrossFit box owners, and it's 6 very specific online and offline ways to improve your marketing efforts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, we all know CrossFit has skyrocketed in popularity over the past 10 years. Really, there is no faster growing sport on the face of the planet, or really in the history of sports, in my opinion. From a CrossFitter's point of view, this is great because there is a gym within a 5 mile radius. You can probably find between 5 and 8 CrossFit gyms depending on your city. Not only does this gives you freedom of choice as a consumer, but it also gives you a lot more price flexibility and a lot cheaper costs for you. But from the point of a box owner, from the point of a marketer, this presents a major issue. And the question really becomes, how can you compete in such a crowded market? This here is a graph that I put together in the growth of affiliate gyms since 2005. Data was pulled from a number of online sources. You can actually see the sources if you visit the full article here online. The link is in the bio of this video. In 2005, there were only 13 affiliate gyms. At the end of 2014, there were over 7,000. It's really an unprecedented growth, especially in major cities. There is a highly condensed population of CrossFit gyms, which creates a highly competitive market in a really tough environment if you're a CrossFit box owner. So I went ahead and put down 6 strategies that we have used with our CrossFit gym clients to help them get more exposure, both online and offline. So number 1 is know your identity. And now I'm sure you're sitting there probably rolling your eyes saying, I know about my identity, I know what it is, but just hear me out here for a second. As a dedicated CrossFitter, I've had the good fortune to work out at dozens of gyms across country. And even though they're all teaching CrossFit, each experience was vastly different. Now, some focus more on teaching proper technique on Olympic lifts, while others focus on overall health and conditioning, while others focus on advanced athletes. There's really no right or wrong way to run your box, but you just need to find what's most important to you. And this can really be simplified by 2 choices, either catering to experienced CrossFit athletes or catering to newbies. Having experienced CrossFitters work out at your gym is great for building a brand for your gym. I mean, the better your athletes, the higher you place in competition, the greater the association between your gym and quality training. But this can also have a negative impact when trying to train new athletes, because new athletes need a lot of attention before and during the workout, while advanced athletes don't. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have both types of athletes at your gym, but picking one or the other is important from a business standpoint because it has a major impact on your marketing. Now, here's a perfect example. You've probably thought about running a Groupon deal for your gym at least once. Now, Groupon deals will attract less experienced athletes. If you're focused on training advanced athletes, the newcomers will not get the proper attention they need to succeed. And this is actually going to have a negative impact down the line with word of mouth and loss of revenue, things along that nature. So defining your business goals up front will help keep your marketing efforts focused and really targeted. So the next tip here is build lasting relationships with your customers. Now, you would really think that customer service is a no-brainer. It's really not. Taking the time and investing your time and money in your athletes and getting to know them personally outside of working out can have a humongous impact on your business. I mean, events like barbecues, happy hours, things like that, they go a long way in building a sense of community at your box. And these events also present an opportunity for your customers to bring your friends so you can get to know them as well. Give them a little pitch here and there and kind of bring them into the community as well. Because as we know, CrossFit is really about a community, right? It's about creating a sense of belonging within your box and really creating that with you and your athletes. Now, if your customers are happy, they'll be your top salesmen. So utilize them. Tip number 3 is use social media influencers. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the importance of building social media. Everyone knows that. I mean, it's 2015, let's be serious. But I want to tell you a couple tactics that a lot of business owners don't know and don't utilize that can have a really tremendous impact on your efforts. Now, number 1 is crowdsource content from your customers. Now, what that means is go to your current CrossFit members and ask them to take pictures while working out and post them to their Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it may be, and tag your business in a geolocation. I mean, that right there is kind of a no-brainer. It's a great way to get some free exposure. Number two is to go beyond that is to host giveaways. Now, incentivize your customers to generate additional content. For example, we had tremendous success creating a campaign based around progress of our clients' customers. You know, weight loss, strength gains, goals met, things like that. And what we did is we gave away free gear, free swag to those that met their goals and documented their journey on social media. Another great way to do it, this costs a good amount of money, but it's well worth it in my opinion, is to connect with social media influencers. Now, Instagram is well known for this. There's some on Twitter, there's some on Facebook, but Instagram especially, there are tons of CrossFitters and workout gurus with hundreds of thousands of social media followers. Just reaching out to them and finding out ways that you can work together, maybe endorse a post on their page, is a great way to not only drive traffic back to your page, but brand awareness. Having your box associated with one of the top, CrossFit athletes in the world is a huge win. So I actually wrote a long post on how to do that. The link is also in the bio of this video. I encourage you to read it and find out a little bit more about how to do that. So social media is a very powerful method. Very powerful medium, but it really only goes as far as your own network. So I really encourage you to leverage the following of others to really see some explosive growth. Strategy point number 4 is to really invest in a good website design. 81% of consumers do research online before making a purchase. This doesn't matter what industry you're in, especially for the higher ticket items. If you're charging around $200 a month for a gym, people are going to not only do research on yourself, but research on your competitors. And they're going to do a lot of reading. I mean, think about yourself. You probably do it too. So having a great website full of content about your business, your services, testimonials, and you're really showing off your expertise really allows you to get in front of this and control the flow of content in your favor. I'm well aware that good design is not cheap. Believe me, I'm a web designer myself, so I know what I charge. But trust me, good design, good content and structure will deliver an ROI in the long run. Some things that you really want to make sure that you do when building a website. Number 1, get as many testimonials as possible. And if possible, get video testimonials. They sell like crazy. Number 2, make sure that you have a lead generation form or some way to capture user information, book to come in to have a training session, whatever that may be. Make sure it's on the header of your website and on every single page of your website. That's really important. Also, keep a blog. I know you probably hear it a lot with content is king, but for CrossFit gyms, it's really a great way to get more and more content out there and share expertise. All you gotta do is blog with daily tips, diet tips, workouts, WODs, whatever it may be. Just push that content out there and make sure that your customers know that you're really ahead of the curve and you know what you're talking about. Number 4, get clear, precise, non-granulated images. I really can't stand when I go to a website and I see pictures that are all granulated, they're misshapen, missized, miscolors. If you have to hire a professional, it's $200 for the day. Dig into your pocket and get it done. Have them come and take a ton of pictures. It's well worth it in the long run. I really want to encourage you, do not cut corners with your website. It's a key marketing tool and it serves as the first impression for your potential customers. Make sure you're making the right impression. Strategy tip number 5 that I have is to invest in good SEO and find a good SEO agency. Call me biased because, I'm an SEO by trade, but it really is the most powerful form of marketing that you can undertake, not only for your CrossFit box, really, but for any business that you have. So if you're not familiar with SEO, let me just run it through you real quick. It's the process of getting your website to rank high in search engines for keyword searches related to your business. So let's say, for example, you have a CrossFit gym in Los Angeles, right? When a user goes to Google and types in, I'm looking for a CrossFit gym in LA or best CrossFit gyms in LA, SEO is the process that gets your website to show up first for those searches. So you can imagine how powerful that is. But really, why it's so powerful is because there's a massive search volume for CrossFit gyms in every single city across the country. Just simply being present for those searches, you're going to get more business. It's really plain and simple, especially if you have a good, clean website. You're going to capture their information and your business is going to grow. Now, I really encourage you to go and visit the full article that I wrote up on this, because I have a really powerful graphic that comes from Google, and it shows you the trending upwards, the upwards and to the right, the amount of searches and the amount of people that are talking about CrossFit online over the past 5 years is really, truly astounding. So I encourage you to go and check that out if you get a chance. Strategy number 6, this is the last one that I have here, is to leverage online ads. There's a number of different types of online ads. If you're not familiar with marketing, there is banner ads like you see here to the right, which show up on other websites. There's Facebook ads. There's pay-per-click ads. That's when you go into Google and type in CrossFit Gym. You can have your website show up as a paid ad. Now, I really recommend taking out banner ads like this because they are really big for brand awareness. And not to mention, they are extremely targeted, because what you can do is you can set a cookie within this ad that will, so whenever somebody comes to your website or something related to your website, this ad will only show to them. So your ad is only going to show to a very specific niche group of people. So not only is it only showing to your target market, but it's a lot cheaper because it's showing to less people. So really for under $200 a month, you can build a ton of awareness for your brand. And this is really, really important when your market is as competitive as CrossFit is. Any edge that you can get in terms of brand recognition, it plays a huge role in a consumer's decision point. So those are the 6 tips that I put together. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just to sum it all up, CrossFit is an industry that's proven. It's not a flash in the pan. Popularity has skyrocketed, and even if it plateaus now, it's still a crazy popular sport. And like I said, this is great for the consumer. There's always going to be demand, but as a CrossFit box owner, this makes things very difficult for you, and you have to be on point with your marketing. So take a look at the tips that I provided. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments box. Please visit our website. You can leave me a comment on there. You can contact me. And if you're interested in working together, you can contact me there as well. So once again, guys, Ryan Stewart here with Webrus. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great night.